I know we're in the middle of the Come See Me Festival, but we're also underway with the South Carolina Strawberry Festival just up the road in Fort Mill. So you're going to start hearing about a lot of these events as they get closer to happening. And we're hearing from this morning Kimberly Long. She is from the Fort Mill History Museum. She's a volunteer and guide. And Kimberly, you all have a lot of events related to the South Carolina Strawberry Festival there in Fort Mill. We want to welcome you once again to Palmetto Mornings.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. So before we dive into all the stuff that the Fort Mill History Museum is involved in, let's take folks back in time. It was back in the fall of last year you were on this show because you serve as a volunteer and a guide with the History Museum, and you're very instrumental in the Lanterns and Legends tour.
Yes. That is a spooky historical tour we do in October, usually Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, but we offer private tours. But it just, we like to highlight some of the creepier stories, to showcase the history of Fort Mill and some of our surrounding areas. Super fun.
That is right up our alley.
So we're planting the seed now,
Okay.
no pun intended, because once they go on sale later this year, they pretty much sell out quickly. So just keep that in mind. But beyond that, what else do you do as a volunteer and a guide? Like what does the rest of your volunteer time look like?
Yeah, so as a teacher in Fort Mill School District, I also partner with Christia. We're trying to further develop some of our programs working with the school districts to make sure our local students understand the history of the area where most of them are from and where they live, and to spread that message around. But also, as you said, the Lanterns and Legends, which is probably my favorite part of it. But I also lead the Fort Mill History 101 tours. Some of them, there's a team of us, but they're on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays from April through October at 10 a.m. And you get to find out about Confederate Park and Veterans Memorial Park and the beginnings of the town from the first grist mill and why the town has the name it does. So it's really neat.
It's fantastic to hear. Again, you just don't always know what's in your own community, the history, and with the growth that Fort Mill has seen over, just in the past year, are you seeing new folks come out to get to know their community and take advantage of these?
Definitely. And we are trying to have a lot more events centered around kids. We do have, I'm going to jump in a little bit.
Yes,
if you don't mind. What we have
ahead.
coming up? Yeah, because it kind of goes along with your question. So on this Saturday, we have our Strawberry Soiree. It's our spring fundraiser, and we are celebrating 15 years of artistry in Fort Mill with an exhibit called Berries and Brushstrokes. So that's really exciting. And we'll have a wine pull, we'll have a live auction, cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, a live DJ, and we've only got about 20 tickets left to that. So that's almost sold out.
Doesn't surprise me. That sounds so much fun. You're hitting everything from arts to booze to good strawberries.
Exactly.
So where do folks, Kimberly, get tickets for the soiree?
Yeah, so you can go on fmhm.org/events. We also are on social media, very prominent on Facebook. So if you want to give our Facebook page a follow, you can get direct links to the tickets there.
And that's Saturday, April the 20th from 6 to 10 at
Correct.
the Claiborne House right there at 138 Claiborne Street.
Yeah.
I'll also plug in, I'm on the South Carolina Strawberry Festival. They also promote the soiree on there, so you can go any of these sites and connect. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes.
So that's your big spring fundraiser. And then what else are you all doing in relation to the Strawberry Festival?
Yes, so the following Friday, that's the 26th, after the soiree, really we're looking for volunteers. Fort Mill Main Street puts on the Strawberry Jam, and that is a 21-plus event. So we work with the More Artists Brewery right downtown, and we provide volunteers for beer sales, and then we get a portion of that. But we also have lots of things for families and kiddos, too. So the next day, on Saturday the 27th, we have a family scavenger hunt. And so folks can pick up their scavenger hunt materials at the museum at 107 Claiborne anytime between 10 and 3. And it's self-paced. So we just ask that you have your entries to show that you completed the scavenger hunt by 4, and then you bring it back to the museum, and then they're going to pick one winner for a prize. And then the same day for the kiddos, we also have Barry, which is our Strawberry Festival
Very
mascot.
be good.
Very be good.
Yeah.
Lots of puns you can do with that. Since it's the 15th anniversary, we're calling it Barry's Birthday Bash. So we have that from 1 to 3 on the grounds of the Fort Mill History Museum, really focused for the kiddos and families. We'll have crafts and games and storytelling and things like that for the whole family to enjoy.
I love how you make it so, again, it's family friendly, but you think about back in our age, growing up in school, history gets put to the side. Oftentimes it's the other classes that you remember. But again, to find your own local history is huge. And looking a little bit more at your website, I did not realize you guys are a nonprofit. So
yes,
every dollar, all these events go straight back to this museum that helps allow the next generation to learn about their community, helps those coming in get involved. I think it's fantastic. I know we've had the chance to go in and see it, but there is some hidden gems within that museum.
Oh, absolutely. Even the house itself is historical.
Yes.
If you came on one of our tours, you can learn about why it's painted the way I'm plugging it. Why it's painted the way it is. And there's different pictures in the gallery that really show the development of the town. Primarily, like I said, from the first grist mill and to the development of Springs Industries that really helped shape the town. And we're trying to pull in our teen volunteers, middle schoolers, high schoolers, college students in as volunteers too, so we can help bring it to the next generation as well.
Fantastic.
Kimberly Long is with the Fort Mill History Museum. She's a volunteer and a guide. The Fort Mill History Museum is involved with a lot of events related to the South Carolina Strawberry Festival, which is sort of underway right now. They've got events happening. They already had 2 events happened this past weekend with the pageants, and then this Saturday is the big party, the spring party, on April the 20th. So go ahead and get your tickets now, and they've got some other events, as Kimberly just listed, for the whole family to enjoy. So get out there, have a lot of fun, learn about Fort Mill. To what Alex said, Fort Mill is an interesting community. It's full of the OGs, right? The folks that have been born and raised there, that they have seen the town grow to what it is now. Then you have a lot of folks that are not from here. They come here for the quality of life, for our schools, and they should, and a lot of them do, want to know about the town where they live. And a shout out to you all for making it fun, interactive, and engaging to learn where you're from, because Alex's point, in school, you just memorize dates and you know what's going on. And if you like history, great. But for folks like us that retain information and what they call it, learn it and dump it, unfortunately, that happens sometimes. But if you can make history come to life right here in your backyard, man, you're going to be better for it. And to your kudos to you all for starting at the elementary and the teen level to get them really to buy in. So congratulations. Good job.
Thank you. We really enjoy what we do.
All right. Go ahead and sign up now for all these fun events and have a lot of fun out there at the South Carolina Strawberry Festival.